And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Hello LLC. If you don't know what Hello stands for, let me get you up to speed. Hello is not just some cute and adorable, hey, how you doing? It literally stands for helping entrepreneurs leverage Web3 optimizations where we pivot you from 2D to 3D. It's not all about metaverse. It is literally about setting your foundations up first. A lot of the times people are not setting up their foundation and they're talking about AI. They're talking about how they don't want to implement metaverse, and they don't even much have square one put together. And this is where today's conversation is really going to take us onto a whole new level. Well, we're going to be talking about AI chatbots and metaverse. Is it a job stealer or is it a game changer? And for those of you that are joining us in the metaverse from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your VR headsets, I want to introduce you all to our brand new actual environment that we've created. And this is for our actual appointments. When we talk about that crusty, dusty Zoom, those of you that are watching us live on all of our feeds, this is our brand new immersive experience. We're taking this to a whole new level to where literally you can see that AI chat bot that we have behind us, we connected that to actually AI. So now people can come into our 3D immersive environment in Metaverse and have a chat bot talk to it. And this is what we kind of have to get out of our mind. When you go to Walmart, your ass is the robot checking out your own, groceries. When you go to all the rest of these stores, they're utilizing AI on you like no other. When you're on your phone right now, think of an elephant. I guarantee you by the end of the week, if not sooner, you're going to see an elephant pop up on your social media at some way, some shape or form. And we all know this. We can be thinking about something. And so we can't be that naive when we talk about AI, especially when we know grammar check, especially when we know Alexa, especially when we know Siri. There's a lot of people that are riding around in brand new cars that's utilizing AI like no other. Some of you got AI for your AC. Turn down to this, up it to this, do that. And yet, we're still afraid to utilize this new technology when we've been utilizing this technology. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. The pros, the cons of AI, because we just don't want to talk about, oh, it's this, that, and the other. There are some cons to it. But as I shared, yesterday in my live, rich people think of solutions. Broke people think of problems. And I don't mean that in the pocketbook. It's really in your mindset of, are you being positive of how you look at these things or negative of how you look at these things? And that's really what we're going to dive into. If you guys don't know, me and Tara are digital nomads. We are blessed to have the opportunity to travel the world. We've lived in Colombia. We lived in Mexico now. We're probably going to go over to Thailand here in the next couple months. And so this is why we encourage you guys to open up your horizons, because there's so many things that we don't know about that we should know about. But because we allow our traumas, our dramas, our patterns, our programs really dictate how we live our life. I heard this amazing quote the other day. We are born looking like our mothers and fathers, but we live our lives with the decisions that we make. And the decisions that you make don't have to be your mothers and your fathers. Yes, you're going to have that resemblance, but guess what? If your mama or daddy's overweight and you decide to eat better and eat healthier, you're going to be skinnier. So you're not going to look like your parents anymore, or vice versa. And that's in anything in our lives. If your mom and dad do this and react this way and you change this way, then that's a different person. And this is where we all have the choice. We all have the decision of how we show up in life, and really not let other people dictate our thought process or tell us a story that they might not even know, especially when it comes down to this AI and this metaverse. I hear people that really don't know what they're talking about share with other people that they think they know what they're talking about, and they're absolutely spot wrong. When people talk about AI, they only talk about, Chat GPT, when there's thousands of apps out here that you guys could be utilizing for your business and your personal life all throughout your daily daily lives. And so that's really what we're going to tackle about today. Love, I would love for you to share your input. We always got stats and facts and a whole bunch of information for you guys to buckle up and hold on to. But Love, what's your first take on this topic? Talk to me.
Well, first of all, welcome on in, everybody. It's so good to be here. Happy Tuesday, because we are a Happy Tuesday and on a helpful How-To Tuesday. So, today's conversation is going to be a good one. We are not the experts. We do a lot of AI work. We're going to share what our experience is, how we utilize it, how it can help. But the whole point of today's conversation is for knowledge and awareness, so it helps others, grow. AI busted onto the scene, November of 2022, and or 2023. No, nope, 2022. Had it right the first time. Boy, I can't believe it's almost been 2 years already. But it's amazing because AI has revolutionized our daily lives, and a lot of times I share with people is we have to recondition our mindset to ask, like, is this task I'm doing right now something that I can streamline? Can I find an easier, faster way to do it? And I'm going to be very frank, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, anti AI. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's always good to, weigh both sides of the scale, as they say, and, view the pros and the cons. Um, but we have to be open-minded. As David and I always like to share, the four most expensive things that you can own are not even physical assets that you buy, that you have in your house, that you drive. The four most expensive things that you can own is a closed mind, a closed mouth, a closed heart, and a closed hand. And what does that mean? Well, you got to be open-minded. It doesn't mean you have to do everything, that you hear of or that you take everybody's opinion on, but be open-minded to listen to the ideas and then use judgment and knowledge to decipher what is the best decision for you. And closed mouth, why is that expensive? Well, a lot of times in our society, we don't ask for help. We've gotten into the position in life to not ask for help because it's kind of, I don't know if it's, the human ego that jumps in the way. I don't know if it's, being told to figure it out ourselves. Anybody who's really over the age of 35, you're a part of, generations that have been kind of forced to figure things out. And so, it's kind of that thing. So having a closed mouth and not asking people for help or asking questions, and being collaborative is, not the most best. Let me restate that. It's not the best way to use that. Having a closed heart, vibrational energy. We're not going to talk about that today. That's my Wisdom Wednesday days, but that's just if being able to understand where the journey people are going through. And a lot of times we close off our heart because we've been hurt, we've been burnt in the past by life lessons and all those things that happen, and we tend to close people off, which then leads to us not wanting to have an open hand, meaning not reaching for help, not helping others up when you've got to a position where you can, and not reaching up for other people's hands to be helping you. So those are the four most expensive things in life. And one thing I see a lot of times when it comes down to the AI conversation is people kind of draw a line in the sand and they stand on one side or the other. They are all for it or they're all against it. And that goes for metaverse as well, virtual reality. Today, David was doing some work in our Hello Plaza yesterday. And very grateful and thankful for him jumping in there and doing some rearranging and home decor, as they say. And I was looking at it today, and I was showing my mom, and my mom's 73 years old. She's a baby boomer, and she's like, "Wow, that's really cool." Like she's very technical advanced. She worked with computers all her life, every day, all day. But when you kind of get out of the job or the workforce or owning your own business, technology kind of goes to the wayside. And she's always kind of known what we do, but she hasn't ever got to see it in real life. And, we are able to incorporate AI and Metaverse together to be able to help businesses, and, whether they're small, medium, or large. And it's just kind of really cool that we are able to not only help people get their processes and their systems in place, help because of AI, and, doing those automated processes. But it really comes down to just the seeing is believing. David and I always like to joke around and say, hey, you remember the times that there was just a radio and people would listen to the night show, or a sports event on the radio, or the news on the radio, and then all of a sudden came out the TV and it was in black and white. But trying to explain somebody, what a TV was after they've been listening to the radio, they have to see it. And that's what AI and Metaverse is. And so I always share with people that, we have to kind of, as humans, pivot our thinking. It's real easy for us to get stuck in a one-track mind and say, nope, I did it like this forever. I'm going to do it like this, for the rest of my days. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're working harder, not smarter. And as our community and society evolves, you're just going to add to your technical debt and really create a huge technical gap between you and the next person, or you and society. And it really will ultimately catch up and kind of, burn you, for the lack of better words. How many of you put your hand on a hot stove before, and how many of you want to do it again? I don't. I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa had just got done mowing the lawn, and he says, now, Tara, don't touch that muffler right there. It's hot. And he stepped away, walked inside to get something. And what did I do? I touched the hot muffler because, he told me not to. Oh my gosh, guys, I remember I think I was 4, maybe 5 when I did that. I am 42. I hold no bars about what my age I am, because I don't act it. But I will say,
and you're
I
hot.
still remember that. And what?
And you're hot.
I didn't catch that, love.
You're sexy. You're hot.
Oh, thanks. I want to act like I didn't hear it and make it say it 3 more times, ladies. So, anyways, so my point being, at the end of the day, is, I still remember that experience. And that's kind of like when everybody, I'm sure if we have some older generation, like the silent generation, our grandparents, or, older parents around that were around during the radio times only. And then they got to experience TV in black and white, and then color TV. And now they've got to experience, no phones to having a cell phone. There is an experience there. And that's, what the conversation we're going to have today, and how it's been able to help us in our business, and how it's been able to help those in our business, the clients that we help. And I'm actually, it's so funny, guys. I'm, day in Mexico. I'm currently in Idaho visiting my family, and I'm helping my brother digitalize his business. He's been an entrepreneur for umpteen years. He's 30, almost 30 years, and it's really incredible to see how old school he was doing things. He and his his business, people that work in his business, and there is nothing wrong with that. But boy, from somebody who it specializes in systems and processes, and using technology, using AI, using Metaverse to be able to help people work smarter, not harder. And especially it being my brother, I really like my brother, really care for my brother. We're not estranged as, some others are. And it's hard to watch somebody you care for work kind of harder, not smarter. And especially when we were raised to work, the most efficient way that is possible. We had a father and a mother who taught us things and taught us that change is good. I like change. My brother does too. It's funny. But when you're running 700 different directions, kind of keep the balls in the air, the plates spinning, and the sharks away, you don't really have time to think, how can I do this process easier? And a lot of times what happens is we find ourselves in survival mode. We're trying to just get the bills paid, the baby fed, the house clean, the dog from barking or eating the mail or whatever it is. We're just trying to survive. And it doesn't leave a lot of time for us to slow down and say, okay, how do I streamline this? How can I use technology to help me? And if you haven't built that habit, as we say, you know what, it takes 21 days. I read one place it takes 21 days. I read another place it takes 30. I've read another place it takes 2 days, however many days it takes to build a habit. We haven't stopped and really gathered that, and we haven't done it because as humans are constantly in survival mode of, oh, okay, to the next thing and the next task. And okay, I'm here and now I'm there.